Chapter 2. How it all started. It all started when I picked up a little digital video camera. I remember in like 2006 when one of my closest friends, D, came home with a camera. I'm not sure where it came from exactly, but all I know is God put that camera into his possession ultimately for me. Of course, he benefited from it too, by the way. But we were home in Goldsboro, North Carolina. It was our first summer from college at North Carolina A&T. That's North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University. Aggie pride. Had to throw that in there. All my Aggies know what's up. So we're somewhere doing what we do, which probably consisted of smoking weed and rapping back then. That has nothing to do with the point, by the way. I'm just being transparent. But D got pretty close with a local young dope dealer who was actually younger than us, but was hustling. I mean, this young boy had more money than a lot of my friends' parents in the bank. And I actually don't think a lot of people even knew our young friend was getting it like that. The guy gives D a camera to use because he didn't have any use for it. He probably got it from a local dope fiend he was serving or something like that, which is beside the point again. But like I said, I'm being totally transparent and taking you back to where it all started, which was that little digital camera that the guy let my friend D have. It's actually funny writing this book because I never really thought back to that moment and realized how that camera changed the entire course of my life. Fast forwarding to when I knew that I was onto something in my life, it was shortly after the 2006 summer was over. D and I headed back to college at North Carolina A&T, which is in Greensboro, North Carolina. It's about 2.5 hours from our hometown. Oh, snap. Wait, so just to give you a clear picture of how cool it was for us living at the time, Alex, my big brother, bought a house and let me and D live in it. Man, oh man, the things that went down in that house. We were 19 years old and full of energy, testosterone, and lust. But anyways, D and I were actively recording music to become rap legends, or so we thought. Side note, it's really funny to me how all rappers, including myself, think that we have the best concepts and dopest lines when it comes to our music, when actually they're all the same. Well, some are better than others, of course, but I learned as a grown man who still mingles with music that it's not just the content, but more so the footwork and promotion that you do. I digress, so let me get back on track. We had finished recording some of our music, and now it was time to shoot our music videos. And this is where it got life-changing for me. I go into D's room, and I'm like, yo, can you help me shoot a video to this song? Of course he's with it, so I grabbed my outfits, and we began to shoot my music video at our house. And man, I thought it was so dope because I was like one of the only people of my age that I knew who lived in a house. Everybody I knew lived in either dorm rooms or apartments. So I couldn't wait to show everybody on the internet how we were living. So it started out with D actually being the one filming me, and we're both like co-directing this video. It was pretty dope collaborating on it actually. We already had a good relationship artistically because we were both making music together. But this was the turning point that, looking back at it, turned into the biggest lesson in my life. Pause. Cool fact. If you need to do something and there's nobody there to help you, just figure it out by yourself and try it. That's all you have to do. Now, I know that may sound simple, but in the midst of a storm where you're trying to get something done, it's actually really complicated to do. When this random problem comes out of nowhere, you can either be like, damn, guess we can't do it. Or take a step back and figure it out and try it. Here's what I mean in this specific example that changed my life. Like I mentioned, D was the one actually operating the camera up until the point where we both needed to be in the shot. I wasn't going to let my homie operate the camera the whole time and not get any shine in the video, so I came up with a scene that we were shooting on our front porch. You know, typical hood video antics. The problem came about because we literally only had a camera. No tripod, no lights, no nothing, just a camera. Our front porch sat up pretty high. I had to think in the moment and figure out some way to get this scene done without any help. I went and grabbed our trash can, which was about 4 feet tall. You know, the normal height of an outside trash can. Tried to put the camera on it, but it wasn't high enough and the camera needed to be angled. I then went and grabbed 2 shoe boxes to make the camera high enough. Lastly, I ran into another problem because I had to angle the camera to get the shot just right. So I grabbed some random clothes sitting somewhere in the house and put them on top of the shoe boxes. The beauty of it was that I had to sit the camera in specifically in the clothes so that it could rest on them and be angled for the shot. In a real Bogart kind of ghetto way to make it stay up. And it worked. We got the shot done and we both looked like the coolest kids on the block on the computer screen. So that was how I knew that I can figure things out no matter what and get it done. I'm sure my dad had a lot to do with me being able to figure out solutions so fast on the spot, by the way. But I remember that moment specifically because I didn't want to lose the moment in what we were doing by having to go find help. So I thought in the moment, figured a solution, and tried it. And it worked good too. The validity came when we were done filming my video. I think we were reviewing the footage on the computer, and D looks over at me and he says, "Man, shit, I want to do a video too, nigga." That did it for me. I realized that if he wanted to do one for his own video, that I actually had a knack for developing a vision and bringing it to life. Because the way D was so excited, I couldn't ignore the feeling that I was onto something, and we hadn't even started to edit the footage yet. So needless to say, we immediately went and shot his music video to the song he was working on the same day. And that's the day that changed the rest of my life.